Hey guys, it's Luke here, your digital concierge at Gramophone, and today we are actually doing something a little bit different. We're in our Gaithersburg location because there is a beautiful listening room down here and a particularly beautiful product to go with it. Today we're going to take an in-depth look at PrimaLuna's Evolution 300 integrated tube or valve-based amplifier. Built with the authentic audiophile in mind, PrimaLuna knows everything they need to do to make an incredible tube-based product. And this is a product also easy and convenient for the newcomer as well, as it includes many features that make owning a tube amplifier easy. But we're going to take an in-depth look at the Evolution 300 and figure out why PrimaLuna is proof of the statement that something can be high-end and easy to use. Alright, let's talk about the features of the Evolution 300, and they are abundant. I'm going to first talk more about the features of the build itself, and then I'll talk about some of the features that you actually get to use or activate. This features toroidal power transformers that are then fitted into a metal casing, and on top of that filled up full of a non-microphonic plastic resin to keep them isolated and to further reduce noise. Also filling them up with that resin makes them last nearly forever and protects them from any outside elements. Also complementing the excellent power transformer in this unit is an AC offset killer, which is made in-house and further reduces transformer noise. So much about this unit is built solely around the concept of getting minimal noise. And of course, why not? In a high-end product, we want the least noise and the most music. From there, all of the signal and power in this unit passes through absolutely no PCBs. This is all point-to-point wiring, done so with continuous cast copper wire and even some silver in certain parts. Everything you get out of the build for a PrimaLuna, especially for the price points that each of their models come in at, is almost unthinkable, delivering more value than some products costing 2 to even 3 times as much. They spare nothing when it comes to the overall build quality of these units, and when you hear it for yourself and are able to touch it, see it, and feel it, you'll know it too. Even the output transformers on the PrimaLuna are special. They're super high bandwidth but relatively lower power, but that is actually a good thing because it's going to extend tube life and allow you to get the most out of your unit while sounding really, really good. Given that this is a tube amp, let's talk about the tubes. This comes out of the box with 4 EL34 tubes for power and 6 12AU7s in the preamp stage. This makes 42 watts of power running in its ultra-linear mode and 24 watts of power running in its triode mode. Both of those modes are user selectable from the remote control. Let me tell you a little bit about what they do. Ultralinear is going to be your more accurate mode with a little bit more extension in the highs and also capable of producing a little bit more power. However, the triode mode may be more your fancy depending on what you like to listen to, as while it's a little bit less power and a little more rolled off in the highs, it is a little bit warmer sounding. So depending on your preferences, PrimaLuna allows you to tailor the unit to what you most enjoy. PrimaLuna also makes it easy to roll your tubes, as in to try different types of tubes for a different kind of sound and varying levels of power. Tubes easily removed from the PrimaLuna, they are just plug and play and it can accept nearly anything. Also, it's very easy to set up because upon simply changing the tube itself, there really is no extra step, and that gets into the convenience of this product. It's an enthusiast product because you can do something like that, but it's also a beginner's product because of their auto bias feature. This will automatically adjust bias throughout the life of any tube installed into it so that you never have to, and it's always optimizing to produce the best possible sound. Because of that system, not only will it sound great, but it will get the longest possible life out of any tube that you install into it. Now, all that being said, out of the box, personally, I think the EL34s sound wonderful, but they do give you options, so definitely feel free to explore. All of the wiring in the Evolution 300, and every PrimaLuna product for that matter, is a Swiss-made, silver-plated, entirely oxygen-free, and best part yet, continuous cast single crystal copper wire, finished in a Teflon dielectric. Guys, if you don't know, that's basically as good as it gets without being pure silver. Teflon is the best insulator there is aside from air itself, and to have a continuous crystal in your wire means that all of your audio will be completely undisturbed by any structural changes in the wire. The auto bias system even lets you know when it's time to replace a tube with a red indicator LED sitting right in front of it. All PrimaLuna products, such as their integrated power and preamps, are purely analog. There's no internal DAC, no phono stage, no nothing. Because they know for that kind of product, it's best to look elsewhere and they want to keep this as pure as possible. The EVO 300 also includes this remote, which at the top most notably allows you to switch between ultralinear and triode modes, select any of your inputs, based on what other products you're using, control play, pause, and stuff like that, and of course, control volume. And one cool thing I really like about the remote is when you control the volume, you can actually see the knob still physically move because it's all analog. I think that's pretty cool. And just to give you guys the specs, this has a signal to noise ratio of 86 decibels and a frequency response that is huge of 10 hertz to a whopping 65 kilohertz. So you know that you can hear every detail and hear it with relatively low noise for a valve-based product. This is 15.2 inches in width, 15.9 inches in depth, and 8.1 inches in height. Also, it weighs 68.2 pounds, so this thing is a lot heavier than it looks at first glance, and that is a good thing because this is a high-end audio product, and when you pick it up, you'll know just how quality those transformers are. But let's talk about how this thing looks. The EVO 300 and virtually every other PrimaLuna product has a nice balance of an attractive yet industrial look, but all of it is quality. The finish on here is a solid powder coating that's got a nice reflectivity to it and kind of a graphite-esque color that I really like. You might be able to see just the reflection of the tubes, almost as if it was kind of mirrored in the background, and I think that is sharp and just speaks not only to the quality of the unit, but the fact that they were going for something that looks almost as good as it sounds. The tubes look really sharp. EL34s have always been a handsome, no-nonsense design, and I like the complement of the 12 AU7s in the front lined up just in a row of 6. It's a clean, very straightforward design that's functional but attractive, I think. Also, if you look at the faceplate here, that is available in 2 different color options. You can get the silver like I have here today. There's also a black finish that looks really sharp too. Both have kind of a brushed look to them. No matter what you choose, you're gonna love it. Just pick what fits your room. And of course, I popped this off just so you could get a nice look at the tubes in the paint job, but I really love the grill on this thing. 1, because it's functional, and 2, because it keeps everything safe, and I like how it rounds out the look of the unit. It makes everything just look symmetrical, and I think the grill is actually a great addition because it kind of differentiates the PrimaLuna a little bit as well. A lot of tube amps kind of look like exactly what you saw when the grill was off. You put this on, it's like, that's a PrimaLuna. And also falling under the guise of design, look at the 2 knobs on front. Now, you guys won't be able to feel this, of course, but I can promise you both the volume knob and the input selector knob feel really solid and feel good in your fingertips, especially this input selector. Every time you switch it, it turns with a nice little thud and you just feel it drop into place. I can almost liken it to shifting a good manual transmission where you just feel those gates drop right in. It's kind of an addictive knob, and it works. Alright guys, now let's note the compatibility of the PrimaLuna. This has 5 stereo RCA ins. It has a stereo subwoofer out. One really cool feature is a home theater RCA bypass, which essentially just skips the preamplifier portion and uses strictly the power amp. That way you can control levels and keep everything matched from a home theater processor. But if you also use this same system for 2-channel listening and use your Prima for that. So it gives you really great flexibility and can only make your home theater setup sound a little bit better with that sweet tube sound. You also have a stereo RCA tape out, which you can use to actually record off the PrimaLuna, so you can get a nice recording with that sweet, sweet tubey sound. You have taps for both 4 and 8 ohm speakers. And because there's an output transformer on this unit with specific taps, your output, no matter which of those you choose, will be the rated output of 42 or 24 watts depending on what mode that you are running in. I say actually experiment with both though, even trying the 4 ohm tap out on 8 ohm speakers, because it sometimes allows you to extract a little bit extra power, but experiment. and usually start with the recommended options, of course. And finally, there is a 1/4-inch headphone out on the front, making this actually a pretty great headphone amplifier as well. And you simply select that by throwing a switch on the side, which is marked HP for headphones, of course, and then back to LS for loudspeakers when you're done. For $4,000, the PrimaLuna Evolution 300 tube amplifier is going to offer you a sound that, while still detailed, is also going to be smooth and make you melt into your chair while you listen. The way that I like to describe this product to my customers here in the showroom, it's like hot chocolate for your ears. And we here at Gramophone are really proud to be able to offer products like PrimaLuna because we believe they are truly among the best and something that stands out as being really special in the industry. So if you guys have any interest in learning any more about these products, head on over to gramophone.com where you can find more information, or please give us a call and stop by one of our showrooms. You can find us in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland, which we are in the Gaithersburg store today. And also, while you're out, be sure to stop by our lovely Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley, Maryland, too. If you guys need any help coming up with project ideas, if you need to schedule a service request, or you'd like to speak to one of our hi-fi, home theater, and interior design experts, go get inspired at gramophone.com. Also, ask at gramophone.com if you have any questions for me about anything that I've covered here on the channel. I'd love to answer any questions you have. Finally, you can now find us on social media. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as many others that you can find in the links down below. Please give me a like if you enjoyed this video, drop a comment down below, tell me what you think, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. In your comments down below, tell me specifically what you think about the EVO 300 and PrimaLuna products in general. Also, I want to hear from you guys what you'd like to see from us in the future. It's always a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be seeing you.